Shout out to them beautiful, hardworking patriots around the world, my brothers and sisters. I hope everybody is blessed, well, and healthy. This is finna get real spicy. It's finna be one of those videos. You can already see the title. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I love y'all, man. And I told y'all, this thing gets spicier and sweeter every single day. We don't know what to expect every single day now, all the way to November. We don't know what to expect, and then even after November, we don't know what to expect. And it's some big things that's gonna be happening, and it's gonna be happening fast. You know, prayers for America, prayers for you guys and your family. We are living in some of the darkest, most corrupt, disgraceful times ever. You know, let's jump in, man.
That's just what they do. That's politics. They do it on the left. They do it on the right. They gaslight you. They manipulate you. They promote narratives. And the only one who's not doing that is Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
You a fan?
Yeah, I am a fan. Yeah, he's the only one that makes sense to me. He's the only one that he doesn't attack people. He attacks actions and ideas, but he's much more reasonable and intelligent. I mean, the guy was an environmental attorney and cleaned up the East River. I mean, he's a legitimate guy. You know, before anybody started calling him an anti-vaxxer, which I thought he was too. I thought he was this nut, this like conspiracy theorist nut, until I read his book. I read The Real Anthony Fauci, and I'm like, what is it? How much of this is real? Because if it's all real, this is fucking insane, and we live in a world where we're being manipulated by these health organizations that are being paid by the pharmaceutical drug interests. And these pharmaceutical drug companies are pumping these products out into the population and telling us that we need them, and then making insane amounts of money. And then also the government is in on it. And also they share a patent with Moderna. And also they share profits. And there's $700 million, however much money was made, whatever the number is that these guys made off of these products. Like, this is, all of it is fucking crazy. There's the revolving door between the CDC and the FDA and then these pharmaceutical drug companies. So the people that make the regulations then go on to have these cushy jobs with the pharmaceutical drug corporations. Like, oh, nothing to see here. It's like, it's open. It's right out in the open.
Right.
And when he talks about all that stuff in his book, you're just like, what the fuck, man? If this wasn't true, he would be sued.
Yeah, but
so it seems to be true.
Yeah,
and it's a scary thing because people don't want to talk about it because they don't want to be attacked. You know, they don't want to be called an anti-vaxxer. That's a big one.
Right.
You know.
Now, Joe Rogan responded because y'all know there was a huge backlash yesterday. And Trump responded, and a lot of people felt like Trump shouldn't have did that and said that. You know, but it's a lot going on, and I told y'all, be ready for everything, man. And you know, Trump is, you know, he has a lot of emotions going on. Again, they have wiped this man through the mud. So, and like I said, we're going to bring on Officer Tatum's video because I love what he said about this whole situation as well. But Joe Rogan responded, and I'm going to read it out loud for y'all. For the record, this isn't an endorsement. So he did not endorse RFK Jr. Everybody was saying he endorsed him, he endorsed him, he endorsed him. And of course, people run with the first thing that they see. The mainstream media, everybody was posting it, you know. But he even said this isn't an endorsement, you know. This is me saying that I like the guy, that I like RFK Jr. as a person. And I really appreciate the way he discusses things with solidity and intelligence. I think we could use more of that in this world. I also think, hear this out, I also think Trump raising his fist and saying fight after getting shot is one of the most American effing things of all time. I'm not the guy to get political information from. If you want that from a comic, go to Comic Dave Smith. He actually knows what he's talking about. Oh boy. Well, yeah, you know. But everybody twisted this thing up, and it got real disgusting yesterday. And everybody was sending it to me, and I couldn't wait to do a video on this, you guys. But I really love, because everybody was sending me Officer Tatum's video, and he was also all over my Instagram page. And I really love what he said. So we're gonna pull him up and show it to you. And I definitely gotta order his shirt. DEI didn't earn it. A lot of people was like, did I come up with that? Because I've been saying it for like the last 500 videos. And everybody was like, I love that new saying, DEI, didn't earn it. And I turned it into like, made it even more funnier. But it's the truth, man. You know, didn't earn it. Not qualified, unqualified. Simple. You know, a lot of people thought that I made that up from like the past videos, but no, a lot of people been saying that, and I got it from Professor Nez. Shout out to Professor Nez, Nez Nation. An amazing content creator. Huge salute to my brother. He also loves our channel. He just hit 300,000 subscribers. So congratulations on him. His channel is growing, and he's doing an amazing job, man. And we make content every single day, spreading the truth, keeping it real, you guys, as we are in a fight to get our country back, man. So y'all go over there and check out my brother Professor Nez, and tons of you guys that watch this channel are already subscribed to him, so you're part of the Nez Nation. So huge shout out to you. But man, I really love what the take from Officer Tatum on this whole Joe Rogan situation. So let's go and jump in, man. You know, let's go and jump in. And again, he did not endorse RFK.
Joe Rogan, Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. You love Donald Trump. That's why you watching me. Most people that watch me love Donald Trump. If you don't, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Yep. I think the world of Joe Rogan. I think he's an incredibly smart guy. I love his podcast. You know, I never watch his comedic shows, but the last one he did that I just saw, I thought it was good. And some of y'all don't like Joe Rogan. You're entitled to your own opinion. But let me say this about the Joe Rogan and Donald Trump conflict. If you're not familiar, Donald Trump is upset with Joe Rogan because of this clip. Now, I'm going to play the clip for you guys so you can see, and then we're going to get into who do I think is right and wrong in this scenario. Before I get to that video, I want to tell you guys about our sponsor, Ground.News. This is why I love them real quick. Because
let's get into the clip.
One that he doesn't attack people, he attacks actions and ideas, but he's much more reasonable and intelligent. I mean, the guy was an environmental attorney and cleaned up the East River. I mean, he's a legitimate guy. You know, before anybody started calling him an anti-vaxxer, which I thought he was too. I thought he was this nut, this like conspiracy theorist nut, until I read his book. I read The Real Anthony Fauci, and I'm like, what is it? How much of this is real? Because if it's all real, this is and we live in a world where we're being manipulated by these health organizations that are being paid by the pharmaceutical drug interests. And these pharmaceutical drug companies are pumping these products out into the population and telling us that we need them, and then making insane amounts of money. And then also the government is in on it, and also they share a patent with Moderna, and also they share profits, and there's $700 million, I mean, however much money was made.
And it's actually very, very corrupt. I want y'all to know that. And you probably already know. A lot of people with common sense, a lot of people that are not, they are not woke, but they have waken up. They know what's actually going on, man. And we talked about it, but again, you can't go into full detail, or you know, they'll mess with your channel and take your videos down and stuff. You can't go into full detail about it, man. But you know, that what comes with you know, calling out the truth and calling out the corrupt system.
Whatever the number is that these guys made off of these products, like this is all of it is. There's the revolving door between the CDC and the FDA and then these pharmaceutical drug companies. So the people that make the regulations then go on to have these cushy jobs with the pharmaceutical drug corporations. Like, oh, nothing to see here. It's like it's open. It's right out in the open.
Right.
And when he talks about all that stuff in his book, you're just like, what, man? If this wasn't true, he would be sued.
Yeah. But
so it seems to be true.
Yeah.
And it's a scary thing because people don't want to talk about it because they don't want to be attacked. You know, they don't want to be called an anti-vaxxer. That's a big one.
Right.
You know?
So this is the clip that prompted Donald Trump to write on his X account. We'll pop the verbiage up here. This is pretty much what Donald Trump wrote on X as a response to what Joe Rogan just said, the video we just watched. He said it would be interesting to see how loudly Joe Rogan gets booed the next time he enters the UFC ring. MAGA 2024. Now, here's my opinions on this real quick. I think Donald Trump should sit this out. I honestly think that
hear this out here. I don't want to interrupt my man's, but hear this out, man, because I had the same take on this, y'all. And you seen what I posted on my my social media page. I had the same take, man. Same take. For real. You know, and y'all stop calling me this is my dad, or we're brother. I'm the younger brother. Y'all been saying that for like the last couple videos. Are you Officer Tatum's son? Are you his you're his little brother? Y'all are something else, man.
Donald Trump should not comment anything negative about Joe Rogan. I thought that Joe Rogan could have had the pendulum swing closer and closer in Donald Trump's direction. And now Joe Rogan has no choice but to hate Donald Trump even more, because he's suggesting that at Joe Rogan's venue, where people love Joe Rogan outside of politics, he's a commentator for the UFC and had a tremendous story with how he even got the position at the UFC, close friends with Dana White. He has the biggest podcast in the world. And I think it wouldn't be fruitful to say something to cause a rift or a conflict.
Yeah.
I think Donald Trump could have said something that was more jokingly, like laughing, like, haha, that's funny. RFK has no chance of winning. Or something of that nature, instead of saying, watch how much he get booed next time he go to his job, his profession where he's excellent at. I just didn't think that was I don't think that stuff is a good move. Donald Trump, in my opinion, will win handedly if he's above the fray. That means that let influencers and surrogates and people argue back and forth about these points. Donald Trump is above the fray. He don't have to even talk on this stuff.
How many times have I said this? And this, I'm telling you, this is one of the reasons why, you know, you give people an argue point. You give independent voters, you give them a decision to make. Stop going so extreme. We know they've wiped you through the mud. We know you sat in courtrooms, you know, on sham trials, wasting time, tax-paying dollars. I mean, we know it's just been a complete disaster. We know the system's corrupt. We know they got your blood pressure high. We know, man.
All he should be doing is talking about policy. Policy,
Simple.
what you're going to do as the president, having a unifying message.
Simple.
Don't get into the rigmarole in the weeds with these people. Because a lot of people like Joe Rogan.
A lot of people.
And people are going to have to make a decision. Oh, I don't like Trump no more. Or, you know, it's unnecessary. He should have just retweeted and laughed and said, haha, Joe Rogan. Or even put a laughy emoji or something in this post to make it seem like, yeah, I'm cool with this guy. I'm just joking. I don't know who's advising Donald Trump. I don't know if anybody can advise Donald Trump. I don't know what the scenario is. And I love Donald Trump and I want him to win. He got my vote. He signed my hat. I appreciate Donald Trump, man. But like, somebody needs to say, Trump, you are going to win everybody that loved you before, just about. There's a group of people that are on the fence, and there's a group of people that are losing hope in both sides. So Kamala has to be controversial. She has to be far left. She's going to have to take some radical, crazy stances. She backed herself in a corner. She has nowhere else to go but radical. And she picked a VP that's radical. All Donald Trump has to do is sit back and say, I'm the adult in the room.
Simple.
When he was at that event with them ignorant black women, all he had to do is play the game. Like Barack Obama did, like these other people do. a black woman say, you criticize Kamala Harris on the color of her skin, what he could say is, you know what? I have a lot of respect for black women. I think black women are the salt of the earth. A lot of successful, great black women. He could talk about the women that he's helped. He could talk about him being on Oprah Winfrey's show. He could just lambast about how wonderful black women are. However, Kamala Harris doesn't represent those women. Kamala Harris ain't like them. They not like us. I'm surprised that y'all not saying that. Because Kamala Harris didn't even claim her heritage of being black until more recently. Yes, she went to a HBCU. Yes, she pledged as an AKA. You don't have to be black to go to HBCU, and you don't have to be black to pledge AKA. You don't. I used to think you did until I went to the University of Arizona and had some Mexican AKAs. I said, how is that possible? I thought it was a black sorority. But regardless of that, what are we saying? Play the game. So therefore, when they soundbite you, they got to soundbite you saying that black women are the salt of the earth. You don't have to really believe it. I don't know. It's a game. You got to play politics. What are we even saying here? And so I think that Donald Trump can win on acting and behaving like that during the home stretch. Don't argue with Cardi B and them. Don't argue with Megan Thee Stallion. Don't argue online with these celebrity types. You stay above the fray. You stay unified. You stay talking about policies. That's the only thing anybody need to hear from Donald Trump is policy, 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 policy. This is what I'm going to do when I become president. Here's all the things that I have done. Here's my track record. Here's my proof. Like, I don't get it.
Simple, man. Simple.
I disagree with Joe Rogan's stance. I mean, I think RFK ain't. But me and Joe Rogan don't see eye to eye on that. RFK is no better than any of these people. He just
and we've said that too. But then on some of the things, like I said, some of the things that we took from RFK, we liked it. Some of the things, some of his standing points, but he's no better than I'm telling. It's the truth, man.
Just don't have a big infrastructure enough to attack people and do all that stuff. Nobody's listening to him. He can barely talk. Is he a brilliant guy? He's probably very smart. I thought that Donald Trump and him on a ticket would be a good ticket. Would Joe Rogan have endorsed if Donald Trump had him on the ticket? I don't know. But if you talking about gun grabbing and censoring speech, I have nothing. And you talking about that Fauci ouchie, and he's against that. And you talking about the Green New Deal and all that stuff. I can't rock with you, Shawty. I can't rock with you. It's completely ridiculous to me. I'm a red blood Republican that love this country. And I think we should have the freedom of speech. You should be able to say whatever you want to say. If it's racist, if it's prejudice, you should be able to say whatever you want to say. And if I don't like it, I'm going to say what I want to say to you.
Amen.
And if I don't like this and I don't want to talk to you and I don't want to hear what you say, I just don't listen to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Who do you think is wrong in this? I really want to hear from. I'm going to go look at the comments. Who do you think is wrong in this? Do you think both of them are wrong? Neither are wrong? Or you think Joe Rogan shouldn't have said what he said? Or you think Trump shouldn't have, gave an opinion about this when he's so close to the election? Let me know. I'll see you on the next one.
Trump is I'm telling y'all, man. We told y'all before. Go moderate. Stop going so extreme. You already have the vote. It should be an easy breeze for you now. You see their ticket. You see that radical left extreme progressive ticket. You see that. You see how the Luna ticket is. All you got to do is speak on your record. Speak on what are you going to do? Continue, it's policy. Don't get to keep attacking them. We know they've attacked you. We know, and they again, man. They're gonna keep trying to raise his blood pressure. And we know Trump he's gonna respond. But like I said, he doesn't have to, man. He has this thing in the bag. Now all we got to worry about is this machine, because we're not against a candidate, we're against the machine. As you can see, that machine turned off with Biden in there. That machine started glitching. It turned off. They had to get that machine fixed. They had to add new parts and rig it up. And that's why I say it has to be too big to rig this year. But I agree with what he said. He should have set this one out, man. I'm not trying to sound defeated or anything, you guys. Again, I still believe that we have this in the bag, and it could be it's going to be a huge win in November. But it's the little things, man. And again, a lot of people love Joe Rogan. We love Joe Rogan. Just ridiculous, man. But what do y'all think again? He shout out to my brother Brandon, man. Y'all stop calling me his son or his little brother. But he good people though, man. Huge shout out to Officer Tatum. We have a lot of similar views. What an amazing guy, man. Bless him and his family, and bless you guys and your family, man. Prayers for America. We are in some crazy dark times, and we don't know what to expect tomorrow, today. I mean, we don't know what to expect this coming November. After November, we are in trouble, man. I'll be honest with you. We are in some big dog doo-doo. So we wishing the best in everybody's life, man. Prayers, man. I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all.